Alright, so today we'll be working on guided project 6-1. I've already highlighted steps 1 through 3. I've already done those, so we'll start with step 4. Build the main report to provide context for the steps in the project. View the completed report in figure 6-106. Says 4A says click the report design button, which is in the create tab in the reportings group, and it says click report design. Click the property sheet button, report design tools tab, tools group. Either you can click this or F4 does the same thing for you. So you go to report design tools design tab, and you can click on property sheet, or you can hit F4. 4C says enter 7-inch in the width. Click the data tab. Click the drop down arrow in the record source property and select the albums table. Click the add existing fields, that's the report design tools tab, tools group, to open the field list. So report design tools design tab, tools group, add existing fields, double click album name, and artists. We're going to save the report as song listing on albums by artists. So we right mouse click on the report tab, save, and enter the name song listing on albums by artists. Click OK. Add a group section to the report. Click the group and sort button, which is in the report design tools tab in the grouping and tools. We're going to click group, and it opens it up at the bottom of the pane, bottom of the report. Select add the group option. Select artists. Click the more button in the group, sort, and total pane to display the available options. Figure 6-102 shows you. So we're going to click the more. Change the without a footer section option to with a footer section. So right here, with a footer section. So as I'm doing this, it's adding things down here. We have the artist footer, and then we also have a page footer. So keep that in mind. Two different things. Change the do not keep group together on one page option to keep whole group together on one page. So it's here, and we want to keep whole group together on one page. Alright, so let me double check. Keep whole group together on one page with the footer. Those are still selected. Alright, we're on 5G. Close the group, sort, and total pane by clicking the X on the group, sort, and total pane header. Be careful not to click the delete button inside the pane or you will remove the group. So let me see. So this is the delete. Let me click in here. This is the delete that they're telling you not to click on. You want to click the close grouping dialog box. You want to select that. Do not select this or you're going to delete what you just did. So I'm going to close the group. That takes care of that. Save changes made to the report. I'm going to right mouse click on the report tab and click save. And that takes care of 5. 6 says modify the report. Move your pointer to the bottom edge of the page header section. The pointer changes to the resize arrow. Move the resize arrow up to the page header bar to remove the space in the section. Right click inside the report to open a contacts menu. Select the report header footer option. To add report header and report footer sections to the report. Click inside the report header section. Press F4 to open a property sheet and click format. You can either click property sheet here or you can just press F4 and property sheet opens. And we want to click on the format tab. And we need to enter 0.5 inches in the height. So you should notice as you're making these changes to the report header, you should notice that the changes happen immediately. Click inside the artist header section right here and enter 0.3 inches as the height. So there's different ways that you can get to the different sections. You can either click inside of the thing or you can select it from the property sheet. So what's the last thing we had to do? Oh, I just selected detail, but it was that's what we were working in. Follow the same steps to set the height property of the artist footer section and page footer section to 0.25 inches and the detail section to 2 inches. So first thing I'm going to do is the artist footer. Scroll down, go to the artist footer. So it's called group footer 1 in the property sheet. And we need to change, that's already 0.25. And then I need to go to the page footer. That's already set to 0.25. And then I'm going to go to the detail. I'm going to use the property sheet drop down menu to do the detail. And it says change that to 2. So if we go here, you'll see that this detail section is going to get smaller once we change it to 2 inches. J says add a label control into the report header section and type songs on my albums into the label. So if we need to go to the report header. So you can either click on it up here or we could have selected it in the property sheet drop down. export header, and it wants us to add a label control. It doesn't tell you exactly where to put it, so we'll just make it here. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to modify it. So it says select the label, enter 1.8 as the width. It's pretty close. 1.8. 0.25 as the height. .15 for the top. And 2.7 left. And font size is 14. Select bold. Font weight is bold. And yes, in the font italic property. So change that to yes. And I think I got everything. Click the page numbers button, which is located in the Report Design Tools Design tab, header footer group. So Report Design Tools Design tab, header footer group, and we want to click page numbers. Select the page N of M button, the bottom of page footer, and enter and center align, and then click OK. All right, so we have our page number in the footer. Okay. Select the artist text box. That would be this one. This is the artist label. This is the artist text box. Press and hold the Shift key and select artist label. So now we have both of them selected, which that's what it says. Drag the selected controls into the artist header section. So we're going to drag these up here. So now instead of it being in the detail section, it's in the artist header section. Select the artist text box, that's this right here, and enter 2.5 as the width. So right now it's set to 1 inch. We want 2.5 inches. Makes it wider. 0.03 as the top. So 0.03 from the top. 0.03. And 1.5 from the left side. Just moved it over a little bit. And select transparent in the border style property. Transparent. When entering property values, don't worry if access slightly changes a few of the values. Yeah, it did change it to 0.2999. Alright, so we're not concerned about it not being 0.03. 6R, select the artist label and enter recording artist. So we need to select that, double click on it, and we'll type recording artist. Alright, so the way that I did it, I just double clicked on the label, the artist label, and I started typing in here. You can also go into your property sheet, and in the caption section, that's what the instructions are telling you to do, and you actually type what you want in the caption. I just did it directly in the label as opposed to using the caption option in the property sheet. So that should be 1.1 width. It's almost 1.1 now. 0.03 from the top, so it's going to put it back. It's going to put it close. It's going to put it on the same level as the artist text box. And left is 0.25. That takes care of 6R. Oh, 0.35. 0.35. There. Now it's correct. 1.1. Yep. Alright, select the album name label and enter album in the caption. So I'm going to select the album name, and I'm actually going to use the caption field, and I'm going to type album. I'm going to hit enter, and it should change it in the detail section. So you see it changed from album name to album by entering album in the caption of the property sheet. 0.5 is the width. And from the top, it's 0.5 from the top. 0.05, excuse me. 0.05. And then the left is 0.35. Now is a good time to save your work, so I'm going to do a Control S. Alright, album name, we're going to select the album name text box. Enter 3.5 as the width. Alright, so you see it spreads it out. 0.05 from the top, so it's going to put it on the same level as the album label. And then from the left, it should be 1 inch from the left. And select transparent border. Alright, so before we even select transparent border, I'm going to show you what it looks like. So we are, make sure I'm showing the right one. So that's the artist header. Then we have the details section. So if you go here, this is the details section right here. So you see you have a border here. Once we change it to transparent, it should go away. So border style, we're going to select transparent, hit enter. And once we go back, oh, it did not change. It's still there. I selected the wrong one. It's the back style. Let me change that back to normal. Border style. This time select the right one, transparent. So once I hit enter, so you see the border went away. That's what the transparent option does. It makes the border invisible. So we'll go back there, and it says the report should look similar to figure 6-103, and it does. Alright, so now it says save and close the report. So I'm going to right mouse click on the report tab, save, right mouse click again, close. Alright, 7 says build the sub-report. We're going to click the report design. So go to create, report, reports group, and report design. Our property sheet is already up, so no need to click F4 or go to the report design tools design and select the property sheet. So that's already done for us. But we do need to click it. We're already in the format tab. Alright, the width should be 6 inches, so we're going to change the width to 6 inches. Click on the data tab. Click the drop down in the record source property and select songs. So we're going to be working on songs instead of albums. Click the add existing button. So that's report design tools, design tab. Click add existing fields. And we're going to add the song title and length. So we're going to double click song title. Puts it there. And we want the length. And it puts it there. Alright, so the text box for the length is selected. So we're going to press and hold the shift key. And we're going to select both of those, the song title and the length title, the length text box. We're going to click tabular, which is located in report design tools, arrange group or arrange tab, and it wants us to select tabular. So you see it changes it. It puts the song title length and length labels above the song title and length text box. So now we're gonna press F4, get our property sheet up. We're gonna press F4 in Access to get our property sheet. And I need to go back up. And we need to go to the Format tab. Yes. And the top is going to be 0.02. Right click inside the report to open a context menu, and select report header and footer. So texture 7L, 7M. Select both label controls in the page header section. So we want to select this, select this, and we hold down our shift key to select length. Click the move up. It already put it where we wanted it to put. So it's unnecessary to do this. It's already moved up. Let's see. Yeah, move down. Unless we're going to be putting it. Oh. So it does need to go up to the report header. Move up. So it needs to go to report header. We're going to enter 0.2 as the height. 0.2 as the height. And 0.02 top. Alright, right click inside. So we right mouse click and page or header. We're going to delete. Alright, so we got rid of the page, header, and footer. Click the report header section bar, and the height should be 0.25. Alright, so that's good. And then it says follow the same steps to set the height property of the detail and report footer sections to 0.25. So we're going to click there. Height here is going to be 0.25, and report footer is already set to 0.25. So now it should look like the figure 6-104, which it does. So we have our report header, we have our detail, and we have our report footer. So it does look like that. Alright, now we're going to save the report. So save. We're going to save it as songs sub report. And now we're going to close the report. 8 says add the sub report to the main report. So we're going to open the song listings on album by artist report in design view. So we're going to right mouse click and open in design view. Click the subform sub report button, which is located in the report designs design tab in the control group. Click inside the detail. Close the left border below the albums. So we did that. Click inside the detail. We did that part. Close to the left border below the album. Let me see. Close enough. Select the use an existing report. Use an existing report. We have our song sub report. Pretty sure it's going to tell us to select that. Which it does. Click next. Accept the choose from a list radio button and the show songs. Songs for each record and album using album ID. Okay, so that's that. And next, and then next. Accept the suggested name for the sub report. Alright, so finish. Okay. Even though we're gonna change, we're gonna update this. So switch to the layout view. Alright, so you got different ways. I use the icons down here at the bottom to switch the views. You can also go to your home tab, your views group, and select layout there. So you see, here's our sub report here. Save report, right mouse click, save. That takes care of adding that. Alright, customize the main report and sub report. So we're going to switch to design view. Let's go to the home tab, views group, select designs. Click to select the song's sub report label. Let's see if it's. So I'm going to go in the property sheet, go to song sub report label. You can just click on it if you want to, but just to be on the safe side, I I usually use the property sheet drop down. Alright, it says press delete, so we're deleting that. We're going to delete that. And then we're going to select the subreport. So that's the subreport. We know it's the subreport because if you look in the property sheet, it tells you it's the song subreport. We're going to enter 0.4 in the top property. So 0.4 and hit enter. 1 inch for the left, so it's going to move it 1 inch from the left. Alright. And select transparent. So again, the transparent border style, if we go to report view, we see we have a border around our subreport. If we select transparent, select transparent, you see the border goes away. If we wanted to use dashes, you see it has dashes around the border, but we're supposed to make it transparent, so let me set it back to transparent. Alright, so now we're going to save and close the report. Alright, step 10 says open the song subreport in the design view. So I'm supposed to close this. So I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to open it up in the design view. Open the property sheet and click the format. Property sheet is already open. Select both the length. Text box and label. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to, while the text box is selected, I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm going to select the length label. So now I have the label and the text box selected. Enter 0.5 in the width property. So 0.5. So you see it's making both of them smaller. Now I'm going to select both the song title text box and label. Again, I'm going to click on the song title text box. I'm going to hold down my shift key and then I'm going to select the label for the song title so that both of them are selected. Enter 0.2 in the left property. So we're going to go here, 0.2, enter, and 4.7 in the width. So you see it's pushing it out. Stuff. Select the report footer section. So I'm going to click report footer. Also, I can go over to the property sheet, and in the drop down button, I can select report footer. And I'm going to enter 0.3 in the height. I'm going to add a text box combo to the report footer section. So I still have the report footer section selected. Let's go to the controls, and we need to add a text box. Alright, text box. Click the data table or the data tab, and then click the build button. So data, select build. The build button is the little 3 dotted lines in the control source. Alright, so that takes care of that. And we're going to type equals counts. Parentheses, bracket, song title, bracket, parentheses. And then it says click OK. Format tab and enter 0.35 in the width property. .02 in the top. And 4.6 in the left. Alright, so that takes care. Just double checking my property values. Now it says select the control label. And I'm going to enter total number of songs in the caption. Alright, and I'm going to change the width to 1.55. The top property is 0.02, and the left property is 3. I'm going to save, and I'm going to close. Open the song listing on albums by artist report in design view. So I'm going to right mouse click, open in design view. Click the detail section. I'm going to click detail section, bar, and enter 1.4 as the height. Enter. I'm going to add a text box to the artist footer section. So I'm going to click on the artist footer section, and I'm going to add a text box. Alright. Says delete the label, so I'm going to select the label for that text box in the artist footer section, and I'm going to delete it. Alright, that's delete the label control of that text box. It's been done. I'm going to select the text box, click on the data. I'm going to click on my build, and in the expression builder area, I'm going to type equals, in parentheses, total number of albums by ampersand, bracket, artists, bracket, and then we want a period there. Alright, hopefully this works properly. Next, we're going to click our Format tab and enter 3.3 as the width. .02 for the top, 0.7 from the left. Select right text align is right, and that takes care of 11F. Add another text box control to the artist footer. Text box, we'll put it here. Alright, probably should have put it there. I'm going to delete that label. Already deleted the label, and I'm going to select that text box. Build, and so we're on 11J now. bracket album name, bracket, parentheses, click OK. I'm gonna click format. For the width, it's going to be 0.2. For the top, it's going to be 0.02. And for the left, it's 4.1. And then left, text align. So that takes care of 11K. Alright. Enter 0.25. I'm going to click on the artist footer section, and the height should be 0.25. Save report. So now I'm going to switch to print preview. Switch preview. The completed report should look similar to figure 6-106. Notice how Adele's name appears only once at the top of both of her albums. This is because artist is the group heading. So I'm going to select print preview. And we see Adele. She has 2 albums. Total number of albums by Adele, 2. I think I need to put a space between that. So that's page 1. If I could page over to the next page, and this is Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Total number of hours by Bruce, 1. I'm probably going to get points taken off for not putting a space in between this. We'll see once I submit it for grading. But I want you to pay attention to so album 21 and album 19. All of this information is coming from the songs table and the album table, and I can open both of these up and I can see a list of songs. See, it's 561 songs listed. And then if I open up the albums table, I can have the information about the album name, the artist, the length, release date, all of that information. So these reports are being generated from these tables. So keep that in mind. That's why it's important when you're doing your tables that you enter all of the information correctly, because if you don't and you start creating reports and forms, well, for the sake of this exercise, reports, once you start entering that information, it's going to display in the reports, and whatever you have listed in these tables, that's what's going to show up in these reports. So just keep that in mind when you create your tables. Just try to make sure that you're entering the correct information, because otherwise it's going to come out, whatever's in the table, that's what's going to display in the reports. Alright, navigate to page. Okay, I did that. Notice how Carly Rae Jepsen's data starts in the top of page 3 instead of the middle of page. So let's go to page. We did Bruce. So we see it stops here. So to get to the other pages, just make sure that you're looking down at the bottom of your print preview screen. You see page, and you have your navigation buttons. So you can go to the first page, and you can go to the last page if you wanted to. Alright, so that takes care of that. So now we can close the print preview. And I don't know if I save this, but I'm saving that right now. And then it says close report. So there you go. So next we're going to close the database, and then we're going to upload our assignment for grading. So send student, lock me out, let me log back in. Okay, I'm going to upload it. It's today's date and it's close to the current time, so I know this is the correct file. So it does look like SimNet did flag me for not putting that space in between the artists where it says album by. I never changed it because I wanted to see if SimNet would pick up on that, and it looks like it did. I can go back and change it and then re-upload it and get the correct grade. But I'm not going to do it now because I knew that it was going to be a problem. So that takes care of guided project 6-1.